Alright. And we're back. And better than ever. Alright, so this hand has... We're on the play, we have Noble Hierarch, we have Duskwatch Recruiter, we have Scavengers. I think we just keep this. Even though we don't have either halves of the combo. Or Collected Company. Duskwatch Recruiter should be really good in this hand though. And I mean, if Scavenging happens to be good, that would be great. If our Duskwatch Recruiter just gets Thoughtseize though, we could potentially be in a lot of trouble. If we say draw a company though, that would be most excellent. Ideally, I want to not immediately play the Duskwatch and expose it to removal. I want to play it and activate it to get value with this hand. Okay. Alright, so... I think we'll just dump out all our mana guys and then start activating Duskwatch Recruiter. And of course, we are getting in a little bit of chip damage. Chip damage. Alright, so Plains is a strange turn 1 play. I fear for the safety of my board. Alright, that's not a big deal. Happy to have that happen. Happy. Alright, so... play him... and hit for 1. And then obviously activate Duskwatch Recruiter. Hope to find something spicy. Like another Duskwatch Recruiter. Opponent playing a weird deck. Very weird. The anti-synergy. Alright, so this is perfect that our Duskwatch Recruiter did not die. Oh, baby. That is real spicy. Blow up Smuggler's Copter with Reclamation Sage? Don't mind if I do. So yeah, let's just do that. And then we're like... in a good spot, totally. Alright. So we don't really want Duskwatch Recruiter to flip. Of course, if our opponent does nothing, we can activate it multiple times on our upkeep while it's in the process of flipping. Alright, so our opponent had an awkward hand. Duskwatch Recruiter seems really good in this deck. Should probably just be running 4. Because you have a lot of excess mana and a lot of creatures. And it's oops. Click through. Duskwatch Recruiter is terrible. Alright. Yeah, obviously I would have activated that Duskwatch Recruiter, probably taken the Duskwatch Recruiter and also sacked the land. We're still in a good spot though. No point to panic. I think I'm just going to activate now. And this isn't the best. Alright, I'm going to activate again. And then just let it flip. And then play this Duskwatch Recruiter for cheap. And potentially many more creatures for cheap. I mean, this guy is also very good in our deck, the flipped version. We're actually like running out of lands, and I didn't want to take damage from Temple Gardens because we're in such a good position. By just waiting. By waiting, we're winning. Alright, this does mess up the way our deck is stacked, but that's fine. Okay, so start with him. And start by activating him, since playing these isn't particularly relevant. Like, we might want one non-flipped and one flipped. What a world. Alright, so we're definitely playing that. And get another hit in. Alright, tons of triggers. So we get another activation. If our opponent doesn't kill this, they lose. Because we have the combo that they very much know about. Alright, they're just inspecting the board state. Alright, and that's how you concede. That was a 10 out of 10 concession. Alright, so we want Reclamation Sage, Fiend Hunter, maybe Linbala, probably Engineered Explosives, almost certainly. Kataki would be reasonable against Aether Vials and like Clues, but probably still not worth it. Scavenging Ooze is okay. Probably just like get rid of the Eldritch Evolutions. On the draw, could even like get rid of a Mana Bird. Ooze is fine. E-Witness is fine. Rallier's fine. I don't know how afraid we are of like Graveyard Hate. So maybe just like that. Both Sages seems spectacular. Path. Like, we didn't even see anything we cared about from our opponent, but they just didn't have any of their creatures. Presumably they have like their own Linvalas to disrupt us, so we should probably just be bringing in paths to deal with that. and not just instantly lose. How many creatures? 27 is still pretty good. Tracker seems good. I'm actually fine just like getting rid of a bunch of birds. I mean, path just makes sense that our opponent has something good in their deck. Nah, our opponent just has nothing. Nothing reasonable. No need to bring in path. But Reclamation Sage, dealing with Aether Vial, Smuggler's Copter, even a Clue, seems great. Alright, that's a hand. That is a hand. Give this hand a hand. Alright, Aether Vial, turn 1. It's pretty good. Yeah, this deck does have like a lot of mana in it, so cutting birds or hierarchs makes sense. Alright. It's a good start. We will just play this, see if our opponent can match our might. Match our might. I mean, if they have a path, they have to use it now. Okay, they probably have the little Leonin guy as well, which should be obvious. Okay, yeah. And path, jeez, that's a blowout. And now they can Ghost Quarter. Yes, please. Alright, we're still just winning. If they don't disrupt us further, though. I do have a very good chance of disrupting us further, of course. I think we're just doing this and hoping they don't draw an answer, and then we win. They already drew an answer. Alright. So now we're looking at not dying. Killing the Smuggler's Copter with Reclamation Sage would be a good start. Oh boy. Yeah, we're probably way too far behind. This start was just fantastic. We could have played around the Arbiter, I guess, by not tapping out. Eh. Okay, that's too much damage. So if we Reclamation Sage either of those, I mean, I think that's what we have to do. But yeah, our mana base is way too painful at this point, and we have no way to combo off or really realistically get back into this game. So there. we're just locked out by being at 2. Oh yeah, is also a nail in the coffin. Alright, so what have we learned? What have we learned? Kataki. Let's try Kataki. Or try Kataki. Let's try Kataki. E-Witness, getting back a land is okay. Sack lands are not very good against Leon and Arbiter, so we can cut 1. Scavenging Ooze is probably not worth it. On the draw, we can just go for more explosive mana, maybe. Kitchen Finks to gain back life would have been reasonable. Sages were great. Paths would have been good if we just didn't have all our land explode due to unnatural causes. Alright, let's try out the Kataki on the play. Kataki in an Aether Vial does seem exciting. Alright, good enough for me. Turn 1 birds into Devoted Druid into the Vizier. That's good enough for me. I'll take it. Horizon Canopy is going to be very painful this game if we are disrupted, of course. Potentially. Although most disruptions are going to come in the form of Path, and our opponent won't be able to Arbiter and Path in time. We are just too fast. So we should be fine on mana. Unless our opponent has like Dismembers or whatnot. Beautiful hand, beautiful hand. 10 out of 10 hand. Opponent's hand is definitely not 10 out of 10, unless they are nowhere near the computer. Then it could be. Yeah, this hand is just so good. So good. Let me tell you about this hand. Alright, opponent mulligan, so they could have easily just been thinking about their hand that entire time. Alright, Vial. Vial. Stay a while and listen. Alright, so realistically, the play that means they don't die is pathing this, which is kind of terrible. They did. Although, oh yeah. It's pretty easy to pay for that when you have infinite mana. Unfortunately, Arbiter does not disrupt this combo. So, a Vial on 1 can't really do anything, I assume. Alright, let's pay for our lad. Start. We are ignoring that effect. assume this will just prompt a concession, so based on how our opponent played previously, of course we wouldn't have been able to do that if we hadn't have paid 2 for this. So pay 2 for this. That's the lesson. When you have infinite mana, make it so you can search your library for your win condition.